Hello everyone, Clay Frederick of the Horror Franchise, back at it with another Halloween the Game video. I did promise that I was going to do the Haddonfield Hero sides of the breakdown of gameplay and things you can do, since I did a solo one with Michael Myers. Pretty much going to retread what I've already said, and there's not really a whole lot that I can really say about this one this time, because really the Michael Myers one was pretty much the big one for me, and I thought, you know what, just to even things out, let's do Haddonfield Heroes, for the sake of it. Obviously, it's pretty much an easy one, no-brainer for the survivors, Haddonfield Heroes, however you pronounce them. First things first, their objective is to convince NPC civilians to follow, hide, call police, escape, or fight back. Obviously, there are traits from other asymmetrical games such as Friday the 13th, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Ghostbusters Unleashed, a little bit of Predator from the NPC side of things, but I'm assuming there's NPCs in those other two games I mentioned. But there's a lot of aspects that are pretty much borrowed from those games that are into this, if you've paid attention. But NPCs are definitely a big one for this one. You literally have to convince all of them to do what I've already said, which gives a lot of variety. A lot of variety of how you want to play in this sandbox world of Haddonfield, Illinois, and you can choose what you want to do with your NPCs. I think that's really cool. It gives a lot more replayability into it, and I like that. Obviously, you can call police, which will spawn NPC policemen, police women, both, whatever. They'll arrive to assist you, whether to investigate or fight back or detain Michael Myers, because Michael Myers cannot be killed. He can be arrested if you get enough resistance against him. But in order to do that, you have to pretty much go to a CB radio, which is literally like Friday the 13th, the game where you find a CB radio where there's a CB tower in one of the cabins, but I don't think there really is one in this one in Halloween, so we'll have to find out. Obviously, you get a call CB radio to contact a sheriff's deputy. You can respawn as a sheriff's deputy, and not only one person who dies like Tommy, only one person can be Tommy. Two people can spawn in as a deputy and the legend himself, Dr. Samuel Loomis. And in order to detain Michael, you have to have one or the other to do so. Which is kind of reminiscent to Friday the 13th, the game where Tommy Jarvis has to kill Jason Voorhees, and somebody has to have the sweater from the shack. But really, you just need enough resistance to down him, and there will be an icon that will appear where it looks like handcuffs, that you can pretty much have a meter build up, and once it's filled up, you can pretty much arrest him. So, there's that. The same thing applies when it comes to how you become Deputy and Loomis. Pretty much, I would assume you have to die or escape first, depending on one, because the same thing applied to Friday the 13th. Two people who either die or escape, they come back guaranteed as Deputy or Loomis. And two people, like I already said, just to make sure everyone's following me here. Going back to the NPCs, or going back to actual Haddonfield Heroes, the players themselves, there's this interesting thing that I noticed that I didn't really cover in the previous videos. There are hiding spots, of course, around the map, like closets and such. You go in closets or go into a car. You can go in cars to hide. If you kind of hold your breath or something for a skill checks, there's all kinds of different skill checks and such that pop up when you're talking to NPCs, calling the police, shit like that. So it gives kind of like some Dead by Daylight-ish kind of stuff in there, but still. But somebody parked by my house. I don't know who the hell that is, but the thing is, it's cool, is that when you're in the hiding spot in a car, if you complete these skill checks, I would say one, you get a special item, or just some random item that you can find. I think that was really unique. Never seen that. I thought it was new and fresh and something different. Speaking of items, there's a lot of items in this game. You can find padlock keys to escape from back doors or get a car going. You have to find gas. You got to find maybe a battery. I think there's a battery you can find. Didn't get myself completely fully noted with knowledge here, did I? But there's padlock, a wrench, bolt cutters, really, pretty much. You can pretty much get through back gates and such, try to break through all the wood and all the chains and shit like that, and get the leaves brushed off. And basements. There are basements you can escape from. There's a variety of escapes. We'll get to that here in a minute. But there's mugs, there's rocks, there's baseball bats. We're going into weapons now. And there are a lot of things you can use against Michael and to escape. I found that very interesting. There's so much variety of items and such. Obviously, healing sprays are back from Friday the 13th. A friend of mine calls them Febreze. So, yeah, I like the animation to that. There are even firecrackers from Friday the 13th that are back in this as well. And you can use them against Michael, which kind of gives Michael a hearing impairment animation, which I thought that was cool. And flashlights. You can find flashlights. You can get around the dark maps. And apparently, from what I heard, it's going to be darker. Like the contrast and the environment around you is going to be much darker compared to Michael's POV because it's more bright. So Michael can actually see where to go. But as Survivor or Haddonfield Hero, it'd be scarier not knowing where Michael is in the darkness. I really like that aspect. But using the flashlight, you can even blind Michael with them. Kind of like Dead by Daylight. What else am I missing? I'm sure I'm missing some other things. Let's go to variety escapes, in case I remember or not remember. There's all kinds of escapes. Like I said before, you can go through basements. You can use padlock, bolt cutters, and such like that to unlock. There's back gates you can unlock. You can use a bicycle to traverse around the map quicker to find items and help NPCs. You can call the police, obviously. You can use NPCs to call police. And there are 3 bars on the top right of the screen that I noticed. The more that you get a progression on that to convince the police to show up, the more of them show up, and eventually the police wagon will show up that brings more NPCs. You can either use them to fight back against Michael to arrest him, as well, along with a deputy or Loomis, or you can just go to the police wagon and escape. Obviously, and a car. You can obviously get out by a car, as long as you get the key and a gas and maybe a battery again. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I'm sure there are other different variety escapes we just don't know about yet. But or people who play the demo probably already know. But yeah, and obviously in the future, when it comes to Haddonfield Heroes, there's going to be character progression. There are player cards as well that we already noticed that kind of boost your stamina, your health, how strong you are, stuff like that. And each Haddonfield hero is going to have a unique stat and traits. I would assume there might be some pros and cons, like the Friday the 13th game, with how they have their strengths and weaknesses. I think that would be really cool. But we don't know anything as of now as far as character progression and such, because they're going to reveal more of that down the road here in the coming months before release. But other than that, I think I covered everything that I can remember. If I've forgotten anything, let me know in the comment section. As far as combat goes, you can throw weapons like Michael does with the pitchfork and such. I covered that in the last video. Yes, Michael uses a pitchfork and he throws things at people. Oh yeah. But no, seriously though, that's all I got. There's not a whole lot with Survivors or Haddonfield Heroes. But at the same time, there's plenty of items and things to traverse around the map. It's definitely more, there's a lot of exploring, there's a lot of variety of escapes, there's a lot of variety of ways you can utilize your NPCs that you can convince to help you out to escape or fight back against Michael, call police, such like that. So, and the fact that 2 people can come back as a deputy and as Loomis, I think that's a nice little upgrade compared to what you can only have one person come back as Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th. But other than that, I think that's all I got. If you like this kind of stuff, these kind of videos, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, and have a good one.